two of our wonderful, fantastic teams. No Jungle versus TRC. It's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be a mad fest. As soon as the players are ready, we'll get into the game. It's a couple more minutes to go. Apologies for the delay, guys. It is what it is. Alright, just to show you guys, bringing up the bracket there. As you can see, these two fantastic teams have done very well their first week. So one of them is going to be breaking out of the pack today, or will it be a draw? Very interesting to see. Looks like we're about to get ready, get underway. Okay. I got a request for madness. I will try and do my best to accompany the madness. Alright, and we're loading into the game now, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Here we go to the bracket. Once again, no Jungle vs TRC. Game 1 of the best of 2 series. Oh, we've got a wonderful selection of heroes already. Monkey King, Lycan, Anti-Mage, Ancient Apparition, Spectre already there, and quite a lovely selection of hero powers. Straight away, lots and lots of really useful orb effects, really useful attack effects. Looks like there's been no mulligans so far in the chat as far as I can see. And if there is going to be a mulligan, we should be seeing about it very shortly in the chat. But as far as I can tell, I think we're going to go for. We got 16 seconds to wait. Oh, it's going to be a lovely game. I can already feel it. Some real prized ultimates there as well. The Dazzle ultimate, Bad Juju. The Lycan Shapeshift, Ancient Apparitions, Ice Blast as well. And it looks like we have the first draft pick. Thirst going down for the Monkey King, Maximus. Spectre opting for the keep her ultimate as well. Now that Scepter does apply there. Okay. Now we're gonna see what the difference is between a normal game of ability draft and a team drafted game. Because now it's less about what you want to pick up for yourself to get a good combo, but what you as a team are trying to get towards. I want to see really here what is the combination. Looks like Dazzle actually is countering the Ancient Apparition pickup with that snipe of Acorn Shot, making Bushwhack just a little bit less useful, not enormously so. Anti-Mage again going for the classic blink there. Looks like some of the heroes do opt in for the same hero powers that their heroes familiar with. Now there are some reasons for that. There are some adaptations that are specifically better on those original heroes. For example, Silencer. However, not always the case. So, now quite a few ultimates already have been taken up. There's only about 6 of them left. And about 4 heroes to pick. So wondering if we're going to see Monkey King pick up the Monkey King's ultimate itself. Or is that going to be counted? Alright, looks like Hoodwink going for quite an aggressive build. It's a teleport taken there. Okay, Shadow Demon Prison taken by Anti-Mage. Quite hard to see how the draft will shape up at this early on. Ancient Apparition picking up his Q as well. Looks like Dazzle's going for an aggressive orb effect on the Anti-Mage passive there. Okay. Venomancer picking up his standard traditional Q. Looks like Spectre wants to play Spectre. That's respectable. I admire it. Okay. Looks like we're going to the 3rd round of the draft now. Some really strong passes on that Monkey King. That's going to be a very powerful right click. And Spectre's picked another Spectre skill. This is really cool. Really interesting to see. I wonder if the standard cookie cutter build of what Spectre has is actually better than picking up an amalgamation of things. It could be that that third skill is going to be for something else. Quite fast now we're getting to the picks. Venomancer going for a different style of that poison. And I believe so, if we just hover over it. Poison Touch does get its shard effect when picked up with shard. So that's going to be really useful as a nice disable for Venomancer. Typically not going to have one of those. Okay, and we're moving quite quickly there. Looks like Dazzle again having another wonderful passive of the Ancient Apparitions one. I wonder if that's also going to be the Aghanims, and it does. So that is going to be another Dazzle carry, potentially coming out there. Lycan picking up the trees as a summon, looking like Lycan's playing a little bit of a support hero. Now, that Lycan ability, Lycan's Shapeshift, does have the Wolf Bite attached to it. So, if they choose to be, that Lycan could be quite typical as the third position on the offlane. To build the Aghanims, to build the Helm of the Dominator into the Helm of the Overlord, and playing almost the same as it would see in a normal competitive scene. However, with these additional abilities, probably a little bit more in the supportive way. Okay, now we're into the final draft for final hero pick, final ability picks now. Hoodwink picking up the Jingu Mastery. Shadow Demon picking up another AoE effect, coming quite well with all his skills there. Dazzle picking up an ultimate as well, and Wrath of Nature's pretty good. It's a good nuke. Now, Ancient Apparition has got a really, really good spread of utility there. There is a slow, there is a stun, and the ultimate is definitely going to be useful on a squishy hero like him. Venomancer picking up the passive for Spectre. Wondering what Spectre's going to pick up, and it's going to be the Poison Bite, I believe. Poison Sting, actually, I should say. Alright, so a little bit of extra damage, I think, from Spectre's build. Pretty standard, though. And there it is. This is our draft for the game. Looks like the key heroes here to keep your eyes out for. Dazzle with a lot of these passive abilities with a lot of damage coming out of there. Ancient Apparition with some very useful utility drafts. And Shadow Demon as well with some nice AoE spill. And Spectre again, almost exactly like a normal Spectre with a little more poison to its touch. From the other side as well, we have Monkey King with, again, quite a nice spread of passives there, going to be really, really strong. And here we go. Here we're going to get started there. Alright. Here we go. Game 1. No Jungle versus TRC. Again, just want to wish everyone thank you for tuning in. Welcome to King of the Pools Week 2 of the Swiss series. Just gonna have a look.
Better retreat! Retreat! Run, little mouse! No!
Looks like the heroes haven't really chosen a direction ahead. All quite standard to their lanes. Fish decided to go. Looks like he's going to be warding a little bit earlier, perhaps. It's quite an aggressive build, item build on this hero. Just boots and just a little bit of consumables. He is planting a ward. I wonder if he's going to be seen. I think very obviously CD4 did spot that. I'm wondering if there's going to be an immediate D-ward coming out from Chad.
30 seconds to battle.
All right. A little bit of movement around the mid lane. Looks like no jungle is pretty much sticking to their jungle. I'm really wondering whether or not... Okay. He's choosing to ward the offlane camp, that's fine. Really not sure that he did spot that. I'm wondering if we should have checked the vision. Perhaps he did not see.
The battle begins.
Looks like Lycan's going to secure that bottom rune there. So about 2 respective runes to each team. And we have the first pause of the game. Alright. Looks like just for the laning stage, we're going to have Hoodwink in the mid lane, played by our lovely King. on the side of TRC. Rage Against is going to be on the bot lane here as Ancient Apparition. And it looks like Vascolas is going to be joining him in the bot lane there. And on the top lane we have Sed, I should say, Kadiris, and his very good friend Mike playing in the top lane together there. And on the side of No Jungle, not certain who's going to be taking a mid lane, but it does appear it's probably going to be Big Tauntaun, who is actually Zenu. We have Lensk going to go to probably to the bot lane, following Blop. Blop now one of our well-known ability draft enthusiasts. So shout-outs to him, and shout-outs to any of the Blop fans in the chat. Looks like we are continuing there. And it looks like Maximus is going to join Fish in the top lane. Okay. Not sure why that's showing up as not picked up on the minimap. That's very interesting. We'll see how this goes. Alright. Some really aggressive wards in the lane from both teams there. Got one ward there on the lane and one ward right at the bottom here. Great vision showing for each team. Looks like they are getting aggressive in the bot lane. Looks like it's not really going to go anywhere. Top lane, pretty respectable. Maximus doing his best to take some farm away from their Spectre. Now that Thirst is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. It's rather bizarre to see the Monkey King getting hit by his own passive, wouldn't you think? Looks like the mid lane's going pretty favorably to King. Looks like we're getting a little bit of aggression coming out on the bottom again, but it looks like Lens is taking a lot of damage. Although he will get away with just a little bit less health than he would like. Plenty healthy consumables on him, though. Oh, it looks like Copium taking... Oh, that's quite nice damage taken over. He's got a salve to pull that off. Alright. Well, actually, having the ranged Jingu Master isn't really quite okay, is that? Oh, the harass damage is coming out in favor, though. Not healing up as nicely as he would like, King, but is taking a lot of damage by Duke Tauntaun. And again, it looks like Lensk is getting really harassed down the bot lane here by this tree. Well, it looks like Ping's coming out from the top lane. Oh, it's just going to be a pull there. Right, the first 2-minute runes are up. It looks like neither mid hero's really interested in there. There's a lot of farm in the lane they don't really want to leave. Although harassment is going quite heavily both ways. Yeah, King having quite a hard time harassing him back, not getting the heal he wants. Even with all the hits he's getting off. Alright. Oh, and it looks like just Vasco's trying to get out of there just in the nick of time. I wonder who's going to make it under the tower. Oh! And he... There is first blood. Well done. I'm wondering whether that Chilling Touch did apply. Didn't quite see whether he was on his hero, but there we are. First blood going to No Jungle. Looks like there's a bit of harassment coming out from CDR as well. TRC, sorry. But looks like Maximus will get out of there pretty unscathed. Looks like actually turning the heat back on them. Kadira's pretty healthy though, still with the Wraith Band. Looks like mid lane still pretty balanced out. I'm wondering if Blob's going to get aggressive again on this Ancient Apparition. There's not much Vas can do. My, that damage is quite insane. Alright. We'll try and catch to see whether there is more information we can have for that Chilling Touch to hit. Alright. Looks like things starting to settle down a little bit more as both teams will focus on a little bit on their farm. Blop still playing pretty aggressively there. He's quite healthy on his mana pool. He's got 8 stick charges to play with as well if he needs to be. Alright. Interesting that he's going for the... Well, to be fair, maxing the Spectral Dagger is probably the best choice in that as well. I probably would agree with this here. Same with the Howl, actually. I like the maxing of the Howl there as well. Okay, looks like a little bit of aggression might be coming out from the mid lane there soon. 5 minutes has passed, so now they're both heroes are going to be getting to level 6 soon. And it looks like there's a TP coming to the top lane. Oh, and Maximus is getting huge damage on him. Look at Fish! Look how much damage he's taking! Jesus! Well, there you go. My goodness. And then he's just going to TP back to the lane. What a gank. Great movement and great awareness by King there. It did look like NJ did kill Rage Against as well. Another gank going down the bot lane at the same time. Oh, we got some friendly tips going on as well. Alright. It's going to be that kind of game, guys. It's going to be that kind of game. Wondering if they're going to try and make an aggressive move here. It looks like Fish was thinking about it. He does have that Thunderclap, level 2. There's going to be quite a nice amount of damage coming out on Chad. We're wondering if this TP is going to be enough. The stun is there! Ah, but the Vision's going to satisfy that. It looks like Max is going to try and get away now in time. I think he's going to get away just enough. This Spectral Dragon was already on cooldown. And Lance TPing in for a little bit of that assistance. Now, Regen Rune has been spawned on the top rune. Doesn't look like either team has note of that yet. Ah, but Big Tauntaun is deciding to just get rid of that there. Alright, and then again, more aggression coming out on the top lane. That Shackle's going to land. It looks like Cat is going to take that kill, but it looks Copium is going to fall as well for the counter that. Looks like the stuff was a little off the mark, but King is there with the ultimate. Is he going to nail this shot? And just a hair's breadth too far. But I think they're going to clean this one up pretty easily there. And that is a double kill for CAD. Oh, Kadira showing his spars.
All according to K-Cutter.
Meanwhile, looks like Big Tauntaun, other than Zeno, is just going to be farming up his next item there. He's going to put a little bit of damage on that tower. And then Blop as well, taking his time. Looking to also get a little bit of his farm going. He's queued up an Aghanims as well as his Maelstrom, so looking to get some of that farm really shooting off out. And it looks like I did miss a kill. More aggression coming out on that top lane. I'm wondering if Kadira's going to get it out of there fine, but it looks like they have exhausted all their stuns. And that combo might be proving quite effective. It looks like Intentional Mission is stunned. Oh, a little bit of light coming out of there. And Kadira's is back in. He's probably going to clean up this kill, and Lensk, unfortunately, is going to fall. Ah, but Rise Again still being in the aggressive. Maximus trying to get that last hit, but no!
That is some hot chili you're serving up down there.
Double kill going for Kadirius.
I could do this for eternity.
Oh, wow. Is that Boundless Strike just missing top as well a little bit earlier? Looks like that the Haunt really turning it around there, so getting Kadirius out of the fight and then straight back in when he's got his health back. Alright, Blop's almost getting into his Mythril Hammer, probably a couple more minutes. Looks like he is getting a nice stack going here as well. Interestingly, Shadow Demon, I should say. If he had Shadow Fiend, that would have been a great coincidence. Shadow Fiend with Shadow Fiend. And the ability draft on top of that as well. That would have been great. Looks like both teams. Looks like there's going to be a smoke in the bot lane. Ancient Apparition does have quite a useful combo with Bushwhack and Cold Feet. I think Sprout is actually to give him an extra kind of ability to get the trees planted. It looks like they're ignoring the stack. They're going to look for Blop. Blop, not sure if he's aware. There's a lot of rotations down here. Oh, he's taken a lot of damage. Even King CP'd in, but it looks like he may... No, King does find his mark that time, and he does fall. Vascoaz is looking to go diving with his ultimate. I'm wondering if Lens is going to find a way out of here. It looks like he's just not aware he's not going to get out of there. That's 2 kills going down. Meanwhile, on the back line, Big Tauntaun is getting a nice return kill on the Shadow Demon. And Fish coming in with the stomp there. He's just going to blink out and get out of safety while Big Tauntaun deals huge damage to King. King's trying his best to juke around. Looks like it's going to work. But it looks like I'm not sure he's going to get away with this time. That right click is getting him quite big. There's the crit. And another one. Huge amount of kills. And it looks like he's still going with the aggression. Yeah, probably wisely backing off that tower. Looks like Fish is just going to try and nick that rune. Alright. Some nice heavy early aggression from both teams. Looks like a little bit of the gold favorites should be a little bit on the balance side. I don't think either team has made a huge wave of advantage. Quite a healthy amount of kills though. I think I do believe. Yeah. Spectre. Kadiris on that Spectre is looking quite comfortable now. He's got his Falcon Blade up. He's got a Power Treads as well, and the core item. And he don't think he minds. Maximus wants to try and go for the aggression. And King's always going to just TP in there. He's got that TP ready to go every time. And the ultimate as well. It does miss, but they're going to try and get this return kill anyway. And it looks like they will accept Lensk as a compensation for missing the snipe. Lots of TPs though coming up top. Maximus is still lurking around there. Did get the Medallion of Courage. I think that's going to be quite useful with Howl as well. With the damage reduction, actually. Reduction? Yeah, armor reduction. I thought it was an armor reduction as well. That's an interesting combo then. It's a good awareness of the skill of Lycan there. He's playing it a little safe and okay, managed to trap Rage in his own trees with that with that counterspell. Well done there. Now that won't work if you use Sprout as a pointed ground targeted skill. So looks like Fish wants to get aggressive. Looks like there's an ultimate. There is a rupture on Kadiris, but he's just going to back out like before. Rage Against is going to try and escape. It looks like he's going to pop the ultimate. Not sure if he's going to stick around though. Looks like only one member of his team is going to come back in to help with the fight. So that is quite an expensive ultimate used now. Interestingly, through the stun, but that's not going to work against the Magic Immune hero. Oh, looks like Fish is going really aggressive here. There's an A ultimate coming on the side. That's just going to snipe Chad. Rage Against is going to stay alive. Shadow Demon ulti used, but it looks like he hasn't made it, and it looks like Fish has also died there. King's going to be charging his ultimate, whether he's going to hit it or not. It looks like it does land, and Cad's going to clean up that kill very simply there. I'm not sure Max is going to make it out alive here. He's going to run through the trees, but Spectre can do exactly the same as him. With a little bit of help from his teammate, it is going to be another kill there. It looked like Big Tauntaun managed to clean up the kill on the Ancient Apparition somewhere in the early jungle, and I'm wondering if they're going to be able to catch him before he leaves, but no. It's just the dagger in the back to send him away. Meanwhile, it looks like bottom tower did fall. There's a nice, healthy little bit of farm coming in for the bot lane. Meanwhile, and Lycan, as I expected, building the Helmet of the Dominator, probably going to be completing his Helmet of the Overlord very shortly, and it looks like more aggression coming up from the top. My goodness. And they did manage to kill the Spectre. I think that must have been some kind of disruption in Thunderclap. Alright.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
I'm wondering if they're looking for getting bopped down here. Chad missing just a little bit off the mark with his stun. Looks like he's going to back off on the aggression there. Actually thinking, King thinking about coming in there for the fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like the top tower is going to fall as well.
Dire's top tower is falling.
The ultimate's going to be used. Shadow Fiend coming in there. King's going to be taking a little bit of damage from the A ult. But it looks like, not sure he's going to get out with his life. Big Ton is going to... Oh, what a save! Is that going to save him? And it looks like he will get away with his life. What a great save. Who was that? And it was the anti-mage. Well done, Fish. My goodness. Incredible play there, saving his mid-hero from that gank. And it looks like they do clean up King anyway for that gank. Incredible play. Well done. I think... Oh, wow. Does look like Blop is heavily in the farm lead. He has got a nice, healthy amount of gold in his bank account. My goodness. The damage this guy is dealing with. Just one in mana break. That combo is actually pretty, yeah, not something you would have thought of every day, but they're very aware. Looks like we're going to get another pause. I noticed as well, not even in the pro games, there's been quite a lot of lag on the servers lately, so I'm wondering if that's going to be resolved very shortly. I think there's probably going to be a quick disconnect and reconnect there. So we can have a look at the graph. Looks like Radiant quite likely in the lead there. Meanwhile, I'm just looking. Okay, so the rupture and a disruption to keep him in there, cancelling the TP. And looks like Vasco's is going to fall to the. I'm just going to leave him for Big Tauntaun to just kill him there. All right. Meanwhile, the glyph going on the mid lane. Chad friend not missing the mark this time, hitting the stun. Looks like the dagger's going to try and go on Maximus, but it looks like Rise Against, and he is going to use the ultimate. Like, again, it doesn't feel like he's using this to get aggressive. It's more to prevent him from, losing his life there. And he's going to get away. He's still hanging around the tower. And that tower is very low. I'm not sure whether he's going to be okay with that. It's going to come back. Big Ton is very aware. Just getting out of the range. He is throwing all the spells he has, but Lens is going to come in from the behind and clean it up. And Shadow Fiend again also going to fall. And that's going to be the mid tower secured. 2 towers down for the Dire team now. It looks like TRC are definitely on the back foot. No jungle pressing their advantage. Looks like Old King quite mobile here with his teleportation. Just trying to push out a little bit on that bottom lane. Lycan throwing his ultimate now as well. Let's see whether he's got a creep somewhere around. Looks like he may not have anything under his Hermal Dominator at the moment. But he's steadily getting towards his Elmo the Overlord. Alright. A little bit of a quiet spell now. I do think that once Rage Against gets a little bit more safety in his positioning, that ultimate for his Primal Spit is going to become very useful, especially if he gets to the later game, can use it a little bit, play it a little more aggressive. I think that's the idea they have now. Although his ultimate is on cooldown, they are smoked. They do have a Hellbear Smasher. It looks like they did break it there, and Maximus did get out of that pretty unscathed, especially with the Scurry to increase his movement speed. Not sure did they notice that the smoke broke? I think they're still going forward. They are spotted.
Is under attack.
Looks like Fish is going in just to prevent Rise Against from removing all that vision. They are lurking around the area. I'm wondering what this would. Looks like they do spot it though. That's really good for them. They are aware of that spot. Maximus getting ganked on. Again, ultimate's coming through. He's got the mech. Definitely a supportive role. Looks like Shadow Fiend throwing in that Demonic Purge. And Disruption just to get rid of a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, a little bit too late, but not to worry. He's quite healthy with that mechanism. Some nice stats to keep him a little bit, keep him alive. Looks like we might get a little bit more aggression. No. Oh my goodness, they're all over the place. Big Tauntaun just rushes onto King, getting that kill again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like Diffusal Blade and SNY finished on him, so he's going to hit relatively hard, especially when Drunken Brawler is up. And the low HP of the other heroes are going to make this Thirst really just make him an unavoidable race car. Okay. He does have a Quelling Blade now, so this combo isn't as useful for Rage Against as before. Definitely can still land Bushwhack very easily, though. Probably no avoiding that, frankly. Alright, looks like Venomancer also building a Force Staff. Lensk looking for a little bit of that movement utility. They're all quite centered now around the mid lane. They're just leaving a little bit of space for Kadira to finish farming. He has got his Aghanims now. Finished up. Looking to go into his SNY. And it looks like they are trying to make a move onto Big Tauntaun on the bottom lane. First comes the ulti. Then it comes the stun. It looks like he's going to try and TP out and see if he's going to get away. And no! They just catch him in the nick of time.
Is under attack.
That was quite close. right in the hair's line there before getting it. We're going to try go on Maximus now. Spectral Dagger coming out. God, trying to remember all the ability spells names is freaking impossible. Well, they did catch him with the Bushwhack. Disruption coming out, and looks like they are going to be using the Primal Split aggressively. And this should be the end of Maximus. The mech comes out. They do Cyclone Anti-Mage up there, so Fish getting stuck in the air for a couple of minutes. Now falling down. I wonder if Fish is going to try and get a kill here. Does use his ultimate against Rage Against. Oh, and deletes Fish completely with the help of King. Kadira throwing in the ultimate, trying to chase everyone back, so that ends the aggression. Max has taken a lot of damage. Mech already been used. Alright. Looks like both teams will take a moment to lick their wounds. Venomancer a little bit off the mark with his A ultimate. Not got enough mana really to sustain the next one, but I'm probably going to be choosing not to go for any points in dispersion. I think it's probably wise, considering how much utility the other two abilities will have. All right.
Regeneration.
Okay, Kadiris does have the Aghanims there. Healthy, taking an ancient stack. So they are ready to go with that Shadow Step. So Shadow Step and King teleporting in on any lane is going to be quite an effective way of ganking some of these cores on the side of no jungle. Maximus cleverly using that mechanism just to make sure his team has a little bit more, armor for their fight. Obviously, it heals your HP, but you know what I mean. It just makes you a little bit less squishy. Gives your team a little bit more of a chance to continue. Looks like Blop. Quite comfortable right there. It has got his Aghanims already, so that does mean the Chilling Touch is gonna be a ridiculous ability now. It's no cooldown, and the mana cost is much shorter. So this right-click damage is gonna be pretty insane. Well, both teams content, just taking a little bit of the farm in their jungles. Big taunt on this guy. Zenu just looking to push up the lane then, stop the creeps from... I was going to say Nature's Prophet, but it actually isn't. It is Lycan. So no wolves, but opting for trees instead. Probably Lycan's a greener, druider friend. Or cousin, I suppose. Oh.
A disappointment.
So Maximus finishing up his Guardian Greaves. Still no aggression. He's playing pretty aggressively forward. He's just throwing out Boundless Strike just to get him to show him where the line of the boundaries are. A little bit of a push coming in from top that's pinged out. They are playing very aggressive. There's a lot of focus on the mid lane. I think they are eager to try and press a little bit more into that lane and try and push this down. Alright, instead of sending the ultimate down, there's a heal, and there is a disruption by Anti-Mage. Perfect way to dodge the ulti by King throughout. It looks like we're going to have Zagussin. Shadowfield's going to try and teleport away. It looks like he's going to get out with his life. But it looks like Anti-Mage is going to... Fish is going to go down. A lot of damage coming out of them from there. And then Kadira is going to join the fight now with his Spectral Horn Aghanims. Maximus is surviving longer than we thought possible, but he does go down as well. And it looks like this is going to be a wipe. 4 men down. And it looks like on the backline, Big Tonto coming in and cleaning up. There is one down. He does get frozen. Wondering if he's going to chase up. He does have vision. A little bit of speed coming out, but I'm not sure if he's going to be filling out. Oh, Kadira's taking a lot of damage. And he doesn't make it away. Where was he TPing to? Ah, and the tips come out, unfortunately. It looks like teleport took a lot longer than I thought, and he didn't get away. It looks like Tonton doesn't mind. He's going to keep going. He's going to look for as many kills as he can. And there's the BKB. He's He's going to run it down, right-click after right-click, and look at the damage he's dealing, and that's another a 4-man wipe in return. Meanwhile, Vascolas just doing his thing. Helm of the Overlord now complete, and he's going to do his job as a split pusher and try and force the lanes out as far as he humanly can. Alright, Big Tauntaun making a name for himself as the man to fear. Not to mention, Bob obviously nothing to laugh about. His combination is going to be extremely annoying later the game goes. It looks like they're going to try and get more aggressive on this. Fish does get the long range disruption, and the A ultimate does land on Vascolas, but he's pretty tanky. A nice snipe by King on that lands on the on Lensk, but I think they will have just a couple minutes guarding groups to come up, and Lensk is going to survive that. So. There's a DD rune on the top rune spawn as well. It is visible by the Dire team, so TRC are aware of this, but also noticing that they no jungle haven't taken it. Perhaps a move for the Roche.
Double damage.
Kadira's getting closer to his Manta style. And Hoodwink, it looks like Hoodwink's farm has fallen off a little bit, but he's playing a lot safer than he did earlier. Definitely doing his best to buy some space for his carry to do the job. Bob also quite ready. Bob's got more of an aggressive item, more of a catch and utility item in Gleipnir over the Mjolnir, so opting not for the damage, the attack speed that would provide. Well, both teams are wondering, still on the mid lane, quite a lot of emphasis here in the mid lane. It looks like their Helm of the Overlord army has showed up to try and push this one out. Oh, and Bot decides that he'll just take it for himself. My goodness. Okay, so Max is going to be really okay. Bad Juju plus counter spell with 2-second cooldown is going to be pretty insane. So I think he made the right choice to go Guardian Greaves. He's going to be such a pain to deal with, and obviously the cooldown reduction on the. Looks like the horn has come out. It looks like they are catching Lensk, but he's going to be fine. Fish there with the disruption. They did. Oh, Big Tauntaun. Here he comes. Oh, and there's the kill. Looks like they also have spotted Vascolas down on the bottom there. Looks like the Aghanims from the Dazzle is doing its job, not only providing the passive for the Chilling Touch, but the root for Wrath of Nature. So lots and lots.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top
Looks
tower
like Shadow
is
Fiend
under attack.
is just going to put some wards down in the jungle, just try and get a little bit more safety for his buddy King. King looking to go and build for the BKB, and it looks like Roche is going to go to no jungle right now. Big Tauntaun picking that up. It's looking a bit dire now for our friends in TRC, wondering how they're going to be able to manage against this pretty hefty amount of damage coming out for Big Tauntaun. Yes, thank you chat for letting us know that Zeno is also his name on Discord. It's a name he is registered under, hence why I'm using that now as well. But obviously, we can see he's called Big Tauntaun too. There we are. So there we go. Alright. Looks like Lycan is going for the Aghanims build. So this is pretty much the same Lycan you'll see in normal pub games, but with a little extra dazzle magic and a couple trees to help him as a friend.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright. Ancient Black Dragon is actually the ancient creep you want to pick up most of the time, because it does push the waves out much faster than the rest, and it's got way more utility than the other two.
Bottom tower is under
It
attack.
looks like most of TRC are going to lurk around in the Radiant jungle, excuse me. Meanwhile, looks like no jungle did try and find any stragglers around there, but they're going to just push to tier 2, and that's going to mean
Has fallen.
another tier 2 fallen. Interestingly, tier 1 is now still standing on the bot lane. The big Tonton's going to walk up the ramp. It's going to start hitting away at this tier 3 tower. Looks like the ultimate has come. Not the ultimate, in fact. It's just the Aghanims for Spectre. It's going to be used to try and get a little bit of damage. Tonton is taking a lot of damage. Now the ultimate being used. Spectre going on the back line. Looks like Bob's taking a lot of damage, and the Aegis has been popped. So big Tonton now in the middle of all the enemy. He's going to be sprouted again. The BKB does come out and hits his ultimate. No, it's going to cancel it. Spectre still pushing quite heavily ahead, followed by Kadiris. It looks like Kadiris it will fall, and so will Vasculus. It looks like they're going to push into the base now. And tier 3 tower does fall. Shadowfiend throwing out the long-range stun. Looks like the Bruce Split's going to be used, and one is just going to try and push them back and prevent them from taking the tower. Tonton getting pushed back. Fish jumping in again aggressively with the disruption. King taking a lot of damage here. I wonder if he's going to get him. Lens is doing a lot of the damage, a lot of the harassment here. Fish jumping in as well, and it looks like Lens is going to clean up that kill. King's going to fall. Shadowfiend as well is going to fall, and Regigan's just going to get his Sprout out, trying to prevent Tonton doing any more damage. And that does mean mid-Rax is falling. No Jungle now looking again to the top tower. Already the wave has been cleared and already been pushed out. Fish is going to bring that wave all the way back to try and get them to push. Shadow Demon going to buy back. Looks like Shadowfiend want to be back in the fight. Vasculus is up. But he doesn't have an Ancient Creep to help him with this defense. And it is going to look like 2 Racks are going to go in favor of No Jungle. There is a long route. They're going to catch both of them. Shadowfiend is just going to throw all his spells. It looks like there is going to be a grave being used. Oh, but Kadira's too aggressive, way too far forward, and it looks like Vasculus as well is going to fall to the Sprout. And here comes Bot with the damage! Oh my goodness! Jesus Christ! And GG is going to be called. So first game going to No Jungle. So what did look like quite a heavy draft favor, potentially with TRC, just way better execution coming out for No Jungle. Especially on that big Tonton, really pushing the limits of his draft to win that game. All right, we're gonna go to a very short break, guys, as we load up for game 2. Just be a few moments. Thank you very much again for tuning in. And the game 2 of No Jungle versus TRC for the King of the Pool bracket week 2 Swiss section. Bear with us. Thanks.